Hi everyone, this is again Sachin sir, signing here with the mechanical properties of fluid problems. This is part 2. We are now solving some numerical problems, that is usually problems from for KCET, NEET, JIPMER and AIMS. From this chapter usually are theory based questions, so you have to be very careful with theoretical concept. Whatever may be the laws like Pascal's law, Stokes law and Bernoulli's principle, whatever may be that efflux, everything, surface energy, surface work done for bubble, for drop, that we have seen in the last class. Plus please have keen observation on those concepts, those synopsis. Okay, let us now move on with the some concepts. The first one is KCET 2008. The Bernoulli's principle is based on the conservation of, see, Bernoulli's principle, in the last class we have seen that Bernoulli's principle. For that I have considered a pipe like this. Here volume, pressure is P1, velocity is V1, height is H1. So we have considered here height is H2, velocity V2, pressure P2. Here it is H3, pressure P3 and velocity v3. We have seen that total potential energy, pressure energy and kinetic energy, here it should be equal to here, it should be equal to here. That means what? Total energy at first condition should be equal to total energy at second condition is equal to total energy at third condition. That means which is conserved here? Here energy is conserved, not the linear momentum or the mass which is conserved, energy is conserved. Okay. Next, for Gujarat CET it was asked this question: a vessel containing liquid of density rho. We have a vessel that is containing a liquid of density rho, which is placed in a lift moving with upward acceleration a, and it was placed on the lift which is moving with upward acceleration a. Then pressure at the depth h below the surface of the liquid will be, here at the surface of the liquid will be, see, usually pressure at the depth of the liquid is given by rho g h. This formula you have seen in mechanical properties of fluid first year. But here acceleration is also applied by lift, so acceleration g will become g dash, that g dash is equal to g plus a. So your pressure becomes rho g h. From rho g h it becomes p dash is equal to rho into g plus a into h. Okay, which one is option then? Either rho g h, it cannot be the option because it is kept on the lift moving with acceleration a. So this cannot be the option. Hence option, which is option rho into h into g plus a. This was asked in Gujarat CET exam. Next, West Bengal JEE exam. The volume of the liquid flowing per second out of the hole at the bottom of a tank does not depend upon, see, we have a long tank like this, you have a pipe or orifice like this, and water is flowing. We call it as what? We call it as efflux, isn't it? Efflux velocity formula is given by root of 2gh. H is height, g is acceleration. So they have asked it does not depend upon, so you can just remove height of the surface, you can remove, because we h do depend upon velocity of the efflux and acceleration definitely. And area of the orifice also it should depend upon, because if orifice, this hole is big, then definitely more water will flow, isn't it? If hole is small, then less water will flow. So this answer also, it does it do depend upon like height and g on the velocity of the water flowing out of the orifice or the hole. Then which one is the option? The water coming out of this orifice or the pipe, that doesn't depend upon the density of the liquid. Always remember, that doesn't depend upon the density of the liquid. Okay, that does depend upon the area, height of the liquid and acceleration due to gravity. In the last synopsis for mechanical properties of fluid in part 1, we have discussed that surface tension is usually a tangential force acting on the surface of the body, tangential force that usually makes the surface of the body surface of the liquid very small, or the surface of the liquid body very small. So we are usually having all the droplets as spherical spherical or sphere in nature. Okay, so whenever the surface tension acts on a body, it makes surface of the liquid very small. Suppose you consider here, surface tension of the liquid is property by virtue of which the surface of the liquid tend to become maximum. It cannot be increased, it cannot be change erratically, it cannot be erratic element randomly, that cannot be possible. It should become minimum. Okay, this is the answer. See, we have solved one problem KCET 2008, then we have solved Gujarat CET, next WBJEE, OJEE. Next we move on to next concept. Okay, next problem, that is Kerala CE 2014. Density of the density of the seawater is given by 1.03 gram per cc. A ship passes from fresh water into the seawater. It will see, for example, you have to remember one thing. Density is such a thing. If it density increases, then definitely it doesn't allow another body to get into it, because it is already dense in nature. See, you can easily move through less dense forest, but you cannot easily move through abundance or highly dense forest. That means what? If an object is dense or a substance is dense, you cannot move into it. Okay, a wall is highly dense, air is less dense, so you can walk easily through air, but you cannot easily walk through what? Wall, because it is highly dense. So if a boat is flowing, see, this is our boat. A boat is flowing in a fresh water. Suddenly if it comes to high dense seawater, means it will be pushed out, because seawater is highly dense in nature. So which one is the option? Rise will be the option, because it will be pushed out. Okay, so rise will be the option. Next, let us move on to Ames question. The small and large raindrops are falling through air. First one, the large drop moves fast, small drop moves fast, both move same, no conclusion. Okay, see, definitely no conclusion is not the answer. Okay, see, which one is see which formula, actually formula or the concept you can use here. I can use here terminal velocity. Terminal velocity is directly proportional to square of the radius of the bubble that is falling in atmosphere. Okay, if terminal velocity is larger, that means for larger drop it will be larger terminal velocity. For smaller drop, the terminal velocity will be very small. So the small and large drops are falling through air. The large drop moves fast because its radius, since it is large, its terminal velocity will be more, but its another small drop is having velocity small, so its terminal velocity will be less. Okay, so since its terminal velocity is maximum, the large drop moves fast. Next, we have also seen Jipmer question. Work done in forming a liquid drop of radius r is W1 and that of 2r is W2. The ratio of work done is, see, usually surface energy or surface work done is nothing but surface tension into surface area. Okay, surface tension let us assume as A. Surface area we usually assume it as 4 pi r square, because surface tension usually makes body to take spherical in shape. Okay, surface energy becomes S into 4 pi r square. First work done we will take it as W1 as they have mentioned. Next work done we will take it as W2. Next, surface tension is S. We will take 4 pi. First one radius is given by r, so it becomes 4 pi r square. Next one radius surface tension is S. Next one 4 pi, and its radius is 2r now, so 2r whole square. 2r whole square. This 4 pi s gets cancelled, so W1 by W2, this will become r square divided by 4r square. This r square cancel, so W1 by W2 will become 1 by 4. Okay, so which one is the option? Option will be 1 by 4. See, in Ames once they have asked if radius initial radius is r and final radius is 3r, then what will be the ratio of their surface energies. Okay, at that time it becomes 1:9. You have to solve it by a correct method. Okay, next A question was asked in JIPMER 2016. Uh, a liquid flows through a pipe of non-cross-sectional area if A1 and A2 are non-cross-sectional pipe at 2 points. Ratio of velocity of liquid at the other point, its ratio will be. See, you have a small pipe like this. Here one side area is A1, velocity is V1. Here area is A2, velocity is V2. Then definitely according to equation of continuity, which one is the concept used here? Equation of continuity, isn't it? We have seen it in mechanical properties of fluid synopsis. A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. They have asked the ratio of V1 by V2. It will be around A1 by A2. So which one is the option? A1 by A2 is the option. See, clearly see all the questions that we have solved today. Kerala CEE 2014, AIMS, JIPMER and JIPMER again. Okay, we will move on to next question. So please take the screenshot or pause the video and take it with very slow vision. Okay, you can solve some more problems. Okay, I will give some more assignments. Please solve them with accuracy. You will get the better idea and better grip over the subject. Okay, you have to be very keen on reading the first year subject, because you did forgot all those concepts that you have studied a year back. Okay, 1.5 year back. So please have a keen idea on that. A radius of one arm of the hydraulic lift. A radius of one arm of the hydraulic lift is four times the other, isn't it? See, you have a radius of one arm R1, another one R2. R1 is 4 times R2. Okay, what force will be applied on the narrow arm to lift 100 kg? Okay, see, usually here which law I can use? I can make use of Pascal's law here, because hydraulic lift usually works on the principle of Pascal's law. Pascal's law means if pressure is applied at one point of the liquid, it is with equal magnitude it can be transferred from one point to the other point. This is our hydraulic press, isn't it? Here radius is usually R2. Here radius is R2. Why, sir? Why do you know? How do you know that this radius is R2? They have given R1 is equal to 4 times R2, isn't it? It has to be larger, that is 4 times of it. And the pressure applied here is P2 and pressure applied here is P1. Okay, yes. Now whatever may be the pressure applied here should be equal here. So a car moves in upward direction here. Okay, now since pressure is nothing but Pascal's law, according to Pascal's law, P1 is equal to P2 and pressure is nothing but F1 by A1, F2 by A2. A1, since it is circular cross section, you will get area as A1 is equal to pi R1 square. What do you need here? You need the force applied on the narrow arm to lift 100 kg. You need force pressure, this P2 or area here you need. Okay, so what you want here, you can calculate F2 here. F2 is equal to F1 into A2 by A1. Okay, F1 into A2 by A1. F2 is equal to F1 into A2 is pi R2 square divided by pi R1 square is equal to F1 is how much? F1 you know that it is about force. See here, radius they have given it as increased by 4 times, and here they have given weight of 100 kg. 100 kg weight means you can convert it into kg weight. That means it becomes force. Naturally, it becomes force. So it is 100 into this pi gets cancelled. It becomes R2 square, but R1 is how much? But R1 is 4 times R2, isn't it? 4 times R2. So it becomes how much? 16 by R2 square. So this gets cancelled. So F2 is equal to, we get, so F2 is equal to 16 6 are 96. So it becomes 6.25 Newton. Okay, how much it becomes? 6.25 Newton. Okay, this 6.25 Newton, they have asked force, isn't it? So you get answer it as 6.25 Newton. Okay, 6.25 Newton, you are getting the answer. Okay, so this will be the answer. Okay, please have an idea on this and take the screenshot. You'll get the better idea. Okay, please solve it. Okay, yes, okay, thank you.